Hola, guten Tag, assalamu alaikum. How y'all doing? And welcome to Brat Life TV. I'm your host, Adrian DC Dre Johnson, and I want to start by saying I'm a brat, a Nuremberg Eagle, and an Augsburg Apache. And for those viewers that's not familiar with the schools or the cities I just mentioned, there's cities in Germany. That's right, I said Germany. And if you're wondering, how did he get to 10 schools in Germany? I'm a brat. My father was in the military like hundreds of thousands of other parents or guardians that was in the armed forces, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines. We ain't asked for that experience, but we lived it. So today's episode, we're going to call this joint Stogies. Because our featured guest is a cigar lounge owner, an armed forces server, a police officer, my little brother, Greg Hayden. Welcome to the show, brother.
Man, what's going on, bro?
How you doing?
Man, hey, I'm good, man. How are you? Hey, you mind if can I have my beer on here with me, man?
I mean, do what you do, brother. Do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Hey, so before we even start, man, I want to start by saying I apologize to you and your family for the example that I showed while overseas. You understand? I didn't mean to leave that type of impression on you at a young age. You understand what I'm saying? But tell the people who Greg Hayden is. Gregory
Man,
Hayden is.
I mean, there's a lot, man. I was born in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Okay.
My dad was career Army, and
Mm-hmm.
we've been a lot of different places, just like every other brat that say every other brat that we know. You just like you when you get a group of friends, man. It always seems like, hey, as soon as you get good, anything you leave. You know
Right.
that's the brat life, man. Every last one of us that have done it, man. But then there are times, a lot of times when we have our families and we just like you, we never let go of them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because that's our family, man. So we moved from Fayetteville, North. When we left Bragg, when my dad left Bragg, rather, we went to Nuremberg. We went to Germany, and
Okay.
I did the next couple years at Germany until
Before you go any further, what part of Germany were you in?
I was in the Berg. I was at Nuremberg.
You're right.
So
Eagle, Nuremberg
Eagle
Eagles.
all the way, baby,
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
way.
That's what I'm talking about. So listen, was it a culture shock to you? Because how old was you when you got there?
I got there in the sixth grade.
Sixth
I
grade.
got to the Bird
Right.
and went all the way up through high school. But yeah, man, the culture shock is something that's actually an understatement of what a brat is, because this world is a big place. I mean, it's a mighty big world, and when you
Right.
live that brat life, you have all different types of cultures, and you met people and ethnicity that you would never probably ever see in your life. In that brat life, you lived it all the time, and we had, man, well, it's bro, you know how it is, you know.
I already know. So listen, let me give them a quick little story rundown on how we met. Well, first I had met your sister when I was at school, and Reggie's sister came to me and said the new girl want to meet you. Y'all had just got there. Said the new girl wanted to meet you. I'm like, all right. And your sister came over. So at that time, I didn't even know y'all was living in my building because I stayed on the street. But then I got in some trouble and got on house arrest. That's how I ended up meeting you, because remember I used to send you all to the store for me
To
and
the
tell you I
store.
keep the change. Yeah, yeah, go to the store for me, keep the change, because I couldn't go nowhere. I was under house arrest. Uh, yeah, and that's
Yes, sir.
then I start. While y'all used to go, when y'all used to go to the store for me, we sat there and had little conversations, and I used to talk to y'all. I said, when your birthday?" And you said August the 3rd, and I said that's the same day as me.
Yeah,
Fuck
absolutely.
that. Yeah, that was crazy. But so you got to Germany in the sixth grade.
Yeah,
What school did you go to? Nuremberg Elementary.
yeah, huh? Yeah.
Okay, so you went to Nuremberg Elementary. You went to Nuremberg School.
No, Middle, and then Nuremberg High. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't even know that. I remember when you was in high school too. But
Yeah.
you know, I was
Shaking and
I
moving.
had
That's
to
what.
leave for a while, go to Osborne. Then that's when I came back with y'all, moved in with y'all for a while. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, but
It is, man.
so tell us about your stay in Nuremberg.
Man, I wish I had known the things that I know now, man. But we all was young and growing up, man. So I can honestly say that I didn't live the most correct and probably the best life I could have lived and everything, man. And I guess with all these kids nowadays, man, and everything, everybody can pretty much got a lot of people that can say the same story that you go down a path that I'm actually glad that my path led me where it led me, but it didn't keep me where it led me. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And like a lot of
It
some
was
of
a
the
stepping
folks,
stone.
lot of some of the people that I grew up with, man. Unfortunately, man, that one of my closest brothers, man, Dean Prue, man, is in prison now for pretty much the rest of his life. So it didn't keep me there. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
So
Exactly. Well, that's definitely a blessing. We thank Allah God for that. So you graduated. You didn't graduate in Nuremberg. You went.
I did because I had a big brother. We'll just nickname him Dre. You know what I'm saying? This guy Dre used to wild out, man, and I wanted to be like this guy, man. That was just that's just how it was, man. And because he went to all the best places, he did all the and that's who I emulated, man. I can't tell you no lie, man. That
Like I said,
path
I apologize, brother. Like I said, I apologize. I know not what I did, bro.
that path led me down to getting kicked out of Germany. Getting kicked out of Germany, getting sent back to the States.
That sound about the right steps.
Yeah, yeah.
So when you left there, where did you go?
I first went to I went back to Carolina, back to Fayetteville, and stayed with my aunt them for I think my had to be my 11th grade year. I stayed with them. I'm almost sure of that. And then I went down to then I moved in with my grandmama them back down here in Alabama where I ended up graduating at.
And what school did you go to in Alabama?
South Lamar High School is where I went to.
So what that was that a public school?
It is down
And
in South Alabama.
was that a tremendous difference between Nuremberg and
Man, let me tell you something, bro. This is no exaggeration because I didn't know this.
right,
That the first time that somebody ever called me a nigga was in Alabama when I went to school. And back then, because we were around so many cultures, I actually didn't know they were being racist to me
right,
because
right.
racism was not a thing
And
in
German,
Germany. It
right,
just wasn't,
right.
and everything because we were all the same,
We was
and
all
I didn't
Americans. We was all
100%.
we all had a blue passport. You
Absolutely,
understand what I'm saying? You know,
absolutely.
so
And
we
I didn't know that. And I didn't know that till I didn't know that until well after. This dude was being racist to me, and I never knew it.
wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing about you was kind of sheltered
Yeah,
over there, especially at the age because you grew up like in Germany.
yeah.
You talking about
Grew up
you
in
was
Germany.
there?
Grew up in the
You
brat
talking
life.
about you
Grew
was
up
there
in
from elementary,
Yep,
middle school to high school. You understand? So you grew up in Germany, so you was kind of sheltered from what was going on back in the world.
yep.
You understand? And the world been rough. Before I came to Germany, it was rough. So I knew, what I was coming back to, whereas though you didn't really understand what you was coming back to. You
Absolutely,
understand what I'm saying?
absolutely,
Because you at such a young age.
absolutely.
And plus your mother kept y'all shelter. Come on, man. I remember staying there, shit wake me up. Like, come on, you going to church.
And
You
she still do
understand?
it, man. She still do it.
Don't even understand. I just got friends drinking all night, smoking all night, gambling and some more. Man, what? Get up and
She
go to
still
church.
do it, bro.
Man, I be in that joint trying not to fall asleep. Man,
Man,
shout
I'm
out to
with.
my Hayden, man.
Yes, sir. That's my
Yeah,
girl, there, man.
yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Yeah, but so after that, you decided to go into service.
I did. I guess I wanted to be a man so bad. And I said, man, in my mind, and when I say it was just in my mind, it was just in my mixed up ass mind. I
Right.
told myself, I'm the baddest thing that ever walked this earth. So I'm going to go into the baddest service. I said, I'm going to go to the Marine Corps. They can't, man. Like I said, in your mixed up mind until you get out there
Right.
in the real world.
Right.
You see that.
You was baby Dre.
Exactly. So,
So
and
we run through walls. What can't
man, I'm
nobody
trying to
what?
tell you, man. So until you put your feet on them doggone until the yellow prints, bro, you just it's another world. And that the Marine Corps, man, the Marine Corps absolutely saved my life. It saved me. It saved me from a world of whatever, man. Because at that point right there, you
Mhm.
had now make no. I got my little things when I was in the Corps. I mean, we all did, hanging out with the guys, but had I not went to the
But it
Marine
gave you
Corps,
discipline.
absolutely, I would have
Right.
went to jail. There's no doubt about where I would have went to.
Right, no doubt, no doubt. That's how I feel about the nation. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I remember sitting in your house. We had we just came back off a lick. Man, I ain't gonna say nobody name, but your mother was in there, but my man was with me, and those that know. So my man was with me, and I like, yo, I'm reading Malcolm X at the time. I'm like, yo, I think I'm gonna go become a Muslim. He like, why you want to be something you ain't? I said, wow. But honestly, that saved my life. You understand?
Yes,
Because
sir.
I know I was on a serious spiral. You understand? I was on a serious
Yes,
spiral.
sir.
I thank Allah for that blessing. Yeah, no doubt. So enough of me. So you went in the service,
Yeah, I went in the
and where
service,
was you
man.
stationed at?
I was in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, man. I did my tour up there. We went many different places actually, but
Can't what? What is it called?
Camp Lejeune, Jacksonville, North
Lejeune.
Carolina. Camp Lejeune, uh-huh.
Okay. That's not one of them
And
bases they try to change the names on because I see they change the
no,
names on a
actually
lot of
no.
bases.
I saw that, and but no, Lejeune ain't one of them. So
Okay.
yeah, I went there. I got out in 97 when I came back to Alabama because my dad by this time had retired, and I came back up here with the family, man, and this is where I wanted to try to start over or continue on. I guess it'd be a better way to say it. You never
Right.
start over. So, and I've been here ever since 97.
Since 97, you've been in Alabama.
Been in Huntsville, Alabama.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I used to come down that way. I think I used to come to Mobile, Alabama
To Mobile,
for the I think it was for the foot wash or
Fort
something like
Worth, yeah.
yeah, yeah. I told you I used to be selling t-shirts all over the world, man. I ain't gonna
Yes,
lie.
sir.
Yeah, so you've been in Alabama. So when you got to Alabama, you decided to become a police officer?
I just didn't like the police. I just didn't like the police.
Right, right.
I had the
That was the
same mental state, the same thing, man. The police, man, ain't nobody, they ain't looking out for us and everything, man. So I hell no. Police was the last thing I considered I ever wanted to be. And
right,
then I needed a job.
right,
So I did a little security officer. I did that, but then I applied for it to be a police dispatcher. I need a
right,
job. They had benefits.
right,
Hey, let's do it. I need it.
right, right,
And
right,
part of being a dispatcher, you had to ride with the police department
right,
and everything. And then when I rode with the police officers and saw exactly, people have this. It's actually a misconception, is what it is. People have this idea of what being a police officer is like. Hey, all they doing is going around taking people to jail. All they doing is messing with these people. All they doing, and they have this whole. And I had the same thing
right,
until I got out there and saw it, and saw
right.
exactly what a lot of people don't get to see, man. The officers that are actually out there that are legitimately risking their life to help and save and better other people, man. It is just now every profession has somebody that messes up. I mean, that is never going to change.
Right.
But I can honestly say that the majority of the police officers I have met in my life have went out there and put that badge on to help somebody. I can honestly say that because I've been there, I lived it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, old man said to me one day, yeah, everybody hate the police until they need them.
Until they need them. Yes, sir.
But I mean, you ain't never had one of them days. I pray you ain't never had one of them days where you showing off for the white cop.
Man, I say I ain't never. I'm always gonna be myself, bro.
My
I can tell
man,
you that.
my man, my
I
man,
can definitely tell you that.
my man, my man, my man. So you did that, and then you got into the police officer. How long you been a police in the police force?
I've been a police officer for 24 years now.
24 years.
Yeah.
Wow, you about ready to retire. What you
Yes,
the
sir.
captain?
Absolutely.
What you the captain of
No,
Huntsville? Lieutenant
I'm
of Huntsville?
a homicide detective.
Oh my God. So you said, oh,
I seen a little bit.
you seen it. Oh man. Dang. So you got a cigar lounge.
Yeah.
J&G Cigar
J&G.
Lounge.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Uh, Tell me, what inspired you to open a cigar lounge?
Man, I started getting close to we opened the we first launched this in 2020, and I know I was getting close to retirement, and I said it's time for me to start getting ready to build up my stuff and start transitioning out, get what I'm gonna do and get out. And I've been to a couple of cigar lounges, man, and cigars are cigars is a culture. You can go
No
to a
doubt.
cigar lounge. I don't know if you smoke cigars, but you go to a
I
cigar
do.
lounge, go to a cigar, you sitting there chilling, you have a nice drink, and it's the dopest, coolest vibe. It is a culture versus going to a club or something. It's just a different way of life. I
No
said,
doubt.
man, this is nice right here. I said
Right?
I wouldn't mind. So when I first got the idea, I want to start off like getting a table, going to events, and just doing like that, and do something real small.
Right.
And there was a couple of people already doing that around here, and I just happened to be online and I saw this guy out of somewhere in Texas. He was doing he had converted a trailer, airstream out into a cigar lounge. I thought
Okay.
that was the dopest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
No doubt. No doubt.
And I said, that is what I wanted to do. So I got to searching, and that's the route that I was going to go. And the best thing that could have ever happened to J&G was COVID. And because during COVID, nobody wanted to be around nobody. It was
Right.
just people didn't want to be around nobody. So they were selling off everything. They were selling off, in this particular case, they were selling off limo company. They were selling off their buses and everything. So I got
Right.
to looking one night and I happened to run across this company selling their limo bus.
Okay.
And I said, what if I just put a cigar lounge inside of a bus? And I told myself, if I do this, I'm gonna have to keep going. If not, I'm gonna have this big bus sitting in my doggone driveway for no apparent reason.
Right.
I pulled that trigger, and J&G never stopped and has not stopped.
So what's the capacity that your bus can hold?
But we have 7 different packages. The bus itself holds 18 inside of there. We also have the outside part where we'll come and build you a cigar room outside, where we'll build you a living room outside, put all the tables and stuff out there. So essentially, we've had up to 75 people just in our stuff, because they'd be on the outside, on our outside patio that we build, and on the inside of the bus and
Right.
everything. We also have the mobile bartender. We have the 360 photo booth, man. We have the cigar roller where we sit down and we'll I will roll the cigars right there in front of you, man, and do the show like that, man. So we have the karaoke party, man, where we people want to get in and sing karaoke while they're doing. We have the hookah lounge where, because hookah has just like come on the scene and just been
Yeah. And
it,
I don't understand hookah, but to each his own.
yeah. But
But
hookah is actually very, very popular. So we do
yeah,
the hookah as well. So man, we do it all, bro. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, you ain't got the chiefing section. You know what I'm saying?
I can't say we have the chiefing section. I can't say we have that.
Yes, that. Yes, that. Don't leave out the chief. Now I'm playing with you now, but yeah. So how long since you been doing this for? How many years now?
Since 2020,
2020.
5 years. Yeah,
Okay, that's what's up, bro. Congratulations.
man. I appreciate it,
Congratulations.
bro. I
So
appreciate
what
it.
type of events do you hold?
Man, we do anything that you want, man. We do the weddings, we do birthdays, we do bachelor, we do well, I guess bachelorettes parties as well, man. We do corporate functions, we do family reunions, we do any type of because we're basically a rolling venue. We do anything.
Right.
We'll do a funeral if you want us to, man. It don't matter, man. We'll do it.
Right.
So
Right.
we
That's
did a
what's
baby
up.
shower. We do baby showers. We did a baby shower not too long ago, and we got another one coming up here soon. So we do it all.
So how's your rates? I mean, what's your rates like?
It depends on which package that you want, and we call our packages vibes. and we chose vibes because that's just what it is, man. Every different package, you got a different type of
It's a
dope vibe
vibe.
that you
Right. Okay.
absolutely. So it depends on which vibe you want, man. The table by itself, which is the mini vibe, that can run, that is $300, and that can run have up to 10 cigars and 3 hookahs on it, and that's a 3 hour service. And we go all the way up to the presidential vibe, which have the has a mobile lounge, which is the bus, has a remote lounge, which is the living room, has a 360, the bartender, and everything, and that's all the way up to $1,800, and that's a 5 hour service. So it just depends on which vibe you want.
Right. But so that first vibe, you said $300. You getting 10 cigars.
Mm-hmm.
You getting
A
three
concierge,
hookahs,
a concierge service, 10 cigars, concierge service, and
the hookahs.
the hookahs. Yes,
That's amazing. That's crazy. So that means 10 people could come right there.
absolutely.
That's crazy. So any of your packages come with bottles or no?
Yes. So what we do for bottles, if somebody wants a bottle, we don't sell the alcohol itself, but they say, hey, we need 3 bottles of such and such. We'll just invoice them for the bottles, and then bring our bar and charge them for the bar set. So we don't charge for the alcohol itself. We just go pick them up from the state store and everything, and
Okay.
just invoice them for it.
Okay. Understood. Understood. So what type of stogies do you have? Them sticks? What kind of sticks you got
And
over there, man?
oh man, brother, we have man, I try to the line I try to do is most people, believe it or not, actually smoke in the middle of cigars, man. Most people. Now you have some of the hardcore smokers, man. Of course, that's going to smoke the more Maduros and things like that. And that's cool. I personally don't do
Yeah,
that.
I don't like
I
that
don't.
harsh. I don't like that harsh. I like the
No,
mild.
I don't like it. I just that's
Yeah.
just not me.
Yeah.
So man, we have everything. The lightest cigar I have, man, is probably one of my sweeter ones, which is like, for example, what does very well is like the Tatiana Groovy Blue.
Okay.
A lot of the people that don't smoke, they love that, or some of the flavor ones, man. And I go all the way up into, like I said, to one of the darker Maduros, which was a Oliva Maduro, or even the fat bottom bandage, man, the Maduro. So I go all the way from the bottom to the top. And what about now? If a person they have a particular one that they want and everything, they'll just tell me in the beginning, and
Right.
then I'll have their
You have
cigar for them already.
okay. So what about like them new shape ones, the Figueredos, you got those?
I do. I have many distributors that I can get that from. But I have one of my local guys here, man. That if they want those type, I get anything for you, brother. There ain't a cigar that I can't get for you.
Okay. I like to hook you up with my brother, man. He from Nuremberg too. My god he put he put my goddaughter on the cigar. He got a Stormy cigar.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I might have to link y'all up. You know what I'm saying? Let you get his brand or something.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what in the next 5 years, where do you see your business at going?
Man, the next 5 years, that's actually a very good question. I want to, next 5 years, I'm going to be retired. And then I want to build up J&G more and more. When I retire, when I go out of this profession, go out of that profession rather, and go into just the entertainment business. That's what I want to do, man. I want to be just straight doing entertainment. I would love to do get a brick and mortar and everything. So that way I can have my brick and mortar, also have my mobile lounge, and also have my remote lounge to try. So it's just I want to be able to control every aspect of the entertainment, man. You can come to me, I can come to you. We can go set up over here, and that's just what I want to do.
Okay. So have you been looking in certain locations? Are you talking about in the same Huntsville, or are you talking other locations?
Yeah, I have been looking here, man. I get calls like all the time. People want me to come to other places and do other things, man. And I do plan on, or maybe when I get where I want to be at in my business, to branching out and maybe start doing it in other places. So yeah, that's something that's going to come.
So what's the largest crowd that you have hosted on the bus?
Oh man, that's funny because I try to keep it down to I try to keep it at 18 and everything because what you don't want is a whole lot of people being on there and maybe knocking over cigars, somebody get burned and get hurt because you ain't gonna hurt your business. Somebody sue you, you're out of business.
Right.
But I literally have had, man, let me tell you something. I've literally have had where you could not walk down my aisle because it's so full of people.
Yeah, I
And
know.
they come in there like,
That's why I was asking that question because I see cigar bars get packed. You
yeah,
understand what I'm saying? Especially you
yeah,
have some music, some entertainment
yeah,
type stuff going
absolutely.
on. They get packed. You get you a couple of drinks, they get to dancing around.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that's why I was asking that question because I'm just trying to configure that atmosphere and that space.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you said about 18 is
Yeah,
the
on the bus I
largest.
can fit 18, man, and everything. And I try to cut it at that. But like I said, you have a lot of people come on that want to take pictures and stuff. So I can say I try to keep it between 18 and 20 is what I try to keep on there.
And what about like, okay, say somebody in Mobile wants to rent the thing. Do you charge for the distance
I
or?
do. If you go out of Madison County, which that's what Huntsville is in Madison County, you incur a mileage fee for me going out of Madison County. Like I just booked one in it's actually past Chattanooga and everything. So and you incur that mileage fee on that.
So, and is it different rates? Like I know it's like when U-Haul is weekends is a higher rate than weekdays. Is it anything like that that occurs?
No, it's the same price.
It's a set fee.
Yeah, same fee.
Okay, okay. And if I may ask, how much is the fee per mileage? I
Oh,
mean,
it's $1.50 per mile going out
okay,
of county.
good one. Okay, that's good. All right, bro. So, your business is booming, and you moving, and you through Alabama. You and your partners ever think about franchising?
Man, I have been invited over the entire nation. I get calls I actually get calls from all the way from California, man, all the way to New York, man, to come up there and do shows and everything. And I have literally been invited all over the nation. And that right there to me is man, that's saying something, man.
Yeah,
That number one, that we reaching out that far and people look at it and say, man, that is dope as shit what you doing down there,
it
man.
is, bro. It
And
is.
that is I didn't expect that. I didn't expect people to react the way they did for that lounge, especially when we do shows and everything. And it is just that's the dopest feeling I think I have ever to see people that leave messages, they come up and give me a hug, say, man, I've never seen this, and you are one of the dopest hosts I've ever seen. And I didn't expect that to do what it do. So franchising, I'm a person that likes to, when I do things, there's a certain way I like to do things. And I don't know how I feel about me putting my name out there and they doing something their own way and then taking away from
And
the
not
way I
doing
like
what
to
you
show to
exact.
do my part. Absolutely. So I thought about it, man. People asked me a zillion times, so maybe later on in the future I will.
Right. You just have to get your standard operating procedure manual and show them the
Absolutely.
rope. You
Absolutely.
understand what I'm saying? Hey, so I mean, first of all, salute, man. You right. That is a brilliant ass idea. Even when I was telling people about, yeah, my little brother, man, he done got him a cigar bar lounge and a bus, and they was like, "Yo, that's fly as shit." You understand? So man, I definitely commend you. I salute you. Definitely, I'm proud of you. You understand what I'm saying?
Man, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it,
Yeah,
bro.
man. Like you made big steps. That's a brilliant idea. I wish you much success with that as
I
well.
appreciate it.
So you got any gigs coming up or
I'm booked out the rest of the month now. Yeah, I got a gigs Thursdays, Saturday, next Saturday. So yeah, I'm booked up.
that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yes, sir.
So you get any corporations that
I
uh
do. We do get corporate events as well. Absolutely, man. I do it all. I do it all.
so I went on your site and seen like, how you have the bus park And then, so because my first envision was, up here we have party buses. You understand? So like they might got a strip pole in the party bus. They got the flashing lights and all that, but that's the boss of it. You understand what I'm saying? But uh, uh it moves around and take you
Yeah,
from club to club though, keep you from having
yeah.
to drive. So I was wondering if that was the type of
No,
y'all always moving or y'all
no.
sitting still all the time.
Yeah, when I hear the word party bus, man, I don't distinguish. I'm not a party bus at all.
Right,
And
right,
I got a couple of people, man, that I can refer people to for a party bus, and people call with that whole notion. I'm a
right,
lounge.
exactly.
When I hear party bus, I hear just exactly what you just said. I hear people jumping around in there, throwing drinks and everything, and that's not the. We are more. When I get out there with stuff, we playing lights music, we having fun, we laughing. Got the more laid back crowd, and that's what I want. Then also, if we moving, we got the ashtrays out, we got the cigars out, we got the hookah out. Somebody
Right,
gets burned, out of business. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? So when I go, we get a location, we stay at that location, and we just park and we rock out inside the lounge. You know what I mean?
So have you ever had people that wasn't a part of whatever event that you was throwing, or somebody was renting the bus and innocent bystander, yeah,
Yeah, that thing just yeah. Go ahead, Dre.
an
Well,
innocent bystander comes in and walks on the set and invite themselves over.
oh man, and I did a event. The power cut off on the stick. That's what it was. I did an event, I guess, a couple weeks back. Where they thought it's just what you said, man. We had the event going, and they thought the lounge was just pulling up. Then they come and hit the button, come in. Hey man, what kind of cigars you got? And I realized there's a private event, so that actually happens where people will come and do that, thinking that's we just park in the lounge there selling cigars and all the other stuff, not realizing it's a event that we're doing. So yeah, that happens quite often.
So do you have security for that type situation? Well,
No, no, man.
I guess you don't need security because you
No,
security.
I
Yeah,
don't need it. I don't need it. Yeah.
you
Most
scared.
people you tell them and they're like no, it ain't that type of event, man. We got this going on. And most people respect it, man. And
Right,
they'll
right,
and
right.
I give them a card. Most time I give them a free cigar. Say, call me when you're ready for yours. So I rarely have problems with that.
Okay, that's what's up. Especially you giving out the free cigar.
Yes,
They
sir.
sliced up anyway. Okay,
Absolutely.
that's what they came here
Absolutely.
for anyway. Yeah, man, it's good seeing you, bro. I ain't gonna lie, man. And like
Man,
I
it's good
said,
seeing you, bro.
I'm really proud of you, man. I couldn't wait to do this interview. You understand? But
Man, I appreciate that, Dre. I do, man.
so tell me who the three most influential people in your life.
Man, the three most influential people in my life.
How have they affected impact?
Man, the three most influential people in my life have got to be my mom, definitely, man. My mom and dad, man. And I say, man, because people don't realize the hell I put my family through growing up, man.
Mm,
And my mom or dad rather, never once turned their back on me. You know what I'm saying? Never like, man,
right.
you ain't gonna be. And as I look back, it's amazing.
Shout out to Mama and Papa Hayden. Yeah, no,
Absolutely,
they definitely was influence in my life.
man. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Another one, man, was actually the guy that got me into law enforcement, man, a buddy of mine, man. And when I was out there riding with him, told him the same thing you did, man. I mean, same thing I told you. Like, man, this man, come on, cops ain't, and he's like, well, let me just show you what it's actually all about, man. And Donnie Shaw showed me what the essence of being a police officer was actually about, man. And that actually changed my whole perspective on everything, man. And lastly, man, would be my wife. Because she always, man, that joke has every doggone day I wanted to give up on putting that lounge together. Cause always this. I had to be out there for that, had to pay for this. And it was like, man, this is just never gonna end. And then she
Right.
kept making me say, you gotta see, I see your vision. You
Right.
gotta be able to see your vision. And then
Right.
that, as I see it now, man, it's dope, bro. You know what I mean?
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. It's beyond dope. It's amazing. You
I
understand? Like
appreciate it.
line like that's real fly, bro. That's
Man, I
real
appreciate
flat.
it, bro.
And like I said, I've been on your page, so I watched your setup and all that. And I'm waiting on you to send me that so I could put it on the.
I already sent it to you. I sent it to you. It said it's sent to you,
Oh,
but
you
it's
sent it to
already.
my email.
I sent it to your
Okay.
email.
Okay, I gotta check the email then. I gotta check the email. You sent it to the Brat Life email?
I did.
Okay, all right. I'll check that one. Okay. Yeah, so if you could tell your 18-year-old self a lesson, what would you say?
My 18-year-old self, man, I would say, look here, dude. You are really fucking up on what you're trying to do.
Yeah,
And you
no.
you are really fucking. I know you want to be cool, and I see it on these little kids and stuff that I try to talk. I know you want to be cool, but rest assured, most of these people that you out here trying to be cool and hard for, you're not gonna ever see them no more in your life again. So you ain't doing about hurting yourself. I can tell my 18-year-old self that.
That's a good lesson because I promise you, I tell my 18-year-old self the same thing. I was kind of hard headed back then. You understand? I heard it. It helped me though, because even when I heard it, I changed up the way I was moving, but I still was moving. You
Yes,
understand
sir.
what I'm saying? But in the long run, I wish I could have did a lot of things different because we should have took more advantage of where we was
Very true.
and uh, and the experience of it all. You
Very
understand
true.
what I'm saying? I was moving so fast that I was going a lot of places, but wasn't enjoying them. You understand? Because I
Very
was
true.
dollar chasing, so that's one of the few regrets I have
Absolutely.
at that
Absolutely.
time. But would I change anything? And nah, because it wouldn't. It made me who I am today. You understand?
100%.
Who knows? So it is what it is. But let me ask you another question. What does it mean to you to be a brat?
Oh man. That actually, man, I'm glad. I'm 100% glad that I actually was a brat because that actually gave me a different aspect of the way I am today.
Mm,
That had I grown up, man, had I grown up just not able to see the things that I saw, I probably wouldn't have the mind state I have right now, knowing that there
right.
is a bigger world out there than what you can see in different cultures. So the best thing in the world that could have happened to me in my life was growing up in a military family.
I would agree with that because you actually got an opportunity. While you was in Germany, you get to live with everybody from the states, and I'm talking about every state. You understand what I'm saying? We had every state in our school.
Absolutely.
Every state. I'm talking about Hawaii. I'm talking about Mexico. I'm
Yes,
talking
sir.
about Arizona.
Yes, sir.
Name it. We had them all in our school. So you learned all their cultures while learning the German culture.
Absolutely.
So it broadened your horizon. When I came back, I was talking to certain individuals. I was like, man, like I had one dude tell me that they wouldn't even. I'm like, man, I'm gonna go uptown. He like, man, I ain't never been uptown. Nigga, you 20 some years old, ain't never been uptown. You understand? So it's like, nah, man. People still be like, "Damn, he everywhere. I'm by myself. I be moving around, just traveling.
Mm-hmm.
Like I got to go. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir. Yes, sir.
I don't know, and I guess that's because of the way that brat life has brought us to learn to move around, travel, network. You
Absolutely.
understand? Where some people scared to talk to people, I'm always like, "Oh, what's up? How you doing?" Next thing you know, I done found out what kind of job they got, what they doing. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So it's networking. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I would be able to network like that with people if I didn't have that bright life experience.
100%, bro.
So I definitely agree. I definitely agree. I want to thank you again for coming out to the show, brother.
No doubt.
I really appreciate you. Can you give the audience your social medias, your names or your social medias or where they can find you at or locate you?
Yeah, man. You can find me on jgmobilecigar.com. And when you hit that, it pulls up all our links, man. We got our Facebook, we got our IG, we got our TikTok on there, man. We got the Better Business Bureau, we're on there, man. And which, by the way, we were the first cigar lounge, mobile cigar lounge in the United States to be accredited with the Better Business Bureau, man. And it's dope, man. So it's
Salute, baby. Salute.
yeah, we the
Salute.
first
I'm proud
mobile
of you,
cigar
man.
lounge in the state of Alabama. Mobile cigar lounge in the state of Alabama. I had to go down to Montgomery several times and sit down with it, man. It's crazy what I did to put this together, man. So and you know,
But it worked out
it
for you. You
it
understand?
worked out, man. So look me up, man.
And it made you a better businessman because now you
One
know
hundred
the
percent.
steps that you got to go through to establish your establishment. You
One
understand?
hundred percent, man. So JGMobileCigar.com, man. Get
Shit.
at.
Yeah, no doubt. Get at them. Get at them, yo. You want an event for a birthday party, a
Yes, sir.
lounge. If you just wanted to have a karaoke day, you
Absolutely.
understand?
Absolutely.
Get at him. He got good rates, great chance for you. You
Yes, sir.
understand? But when we doing this show, we those that passed before us. You understand? Like you said, you had somebody that passed. I know it's a lot of brats that I know that has passed throughout the years. So we take this time out to have a moment of silence for them. Salute.
There it is, baby. I appreciate it, Dre.
Hey, I thank you for coming out to the show. Once again, y'all reach out to Gregory Hayden at J&G Bar and Lounge. You understand? Get on that joint, get you a stick, get you a stogie. You
Yes, sir.
understand? And till next time, tune in, same back channel, same brat channel. Peace.